Hello, everyone. I am Sage Stevens. Welcome to Shout Out with Sage. I know you usually know me from interviewing people in person on the red carpet and online remotely. Today, I'm doing something a little different. I've lived in LA for about 10 years now, and it's a city that I've always wanted to live in and been very proud to live in. The last 5 years have been a little more difficult. We've had COVID, which everyone had. We had 2 strikes, we had the riots, and now we have the wildfires. The city of LA has 3.8 million people. The county of Los Angeles comprises of 88 cities with a total population of almost 10 million. So I know a lot of people get confused between the city of LA and the county of LA, and they are two very different things. But as well as that, some things merge together, like with the fires, all the different cities that incorporate the city of LA, the county of LA got together and attacked that. Now, California is also the 5th largest economy in the world with over $4 trillion. Yeah, trillion. It's 5th behind the USA as a whole, China, Germany, and Japan. So my question is, where is the infrastructure? Where are the resources? Where is the emergency plan for when Mother Nature shows us her fury? It obviously was not in, we weren't playing our A game, or the city of LA was not playing its A game. The county of LA was not playing its A game right now. The bigger picture is also very concerning. The bigger picture of what will be LA in the future. The wildfires highlight the infrastructure discrepancies that we have. And the wildfires will also escalate the housing crisis that we have. It's already difficult to find affordable housing, and not all residents of Pacific Palisades are rich entertainment folk, and even those that are financially better off have lost everything and need to rebuild. The residents of Alta Dena, which is more east and a little more north of where I am now, I'm on like Melrose and La Cienega area. So where are all these people going to go? We need to find housing for everyone. And I know a lot of people sort of forgot about COVID and evictions, but that's not over yet. Just last year, the year 2024 had more, in the year 2024, there were more eviction cases filed than any other year. And we're not even done with all that. So where's everyone going to live? From February 2023 to November 17th, 2024, there were a total of 186,000 cases filed in the courts for that. So there are many limited resources for tenants, even fewer eviction attorneys, and a very short time frame to file an answer in defense. The time frame to file an answer to an unlawful detainer was extended from 5 days to 10 days with Assembly Bill 2347, which was introduced by Assembly Member Ash Kala and went into effect in January of this year, January of 2025. So then we have the infrastructure discrepancies, we have the housing crisis, we have evictions still going on, and then we have the city of LA and its elected officials to consider. The corrupt city officials to consider. Just in January 2023, former Los Angeles City Councilman Antonio Huzar was sentenced to 13 years in prison, and former Los Angeles Deputy Mayor Raymond Chan was sentenced to 12 years in prison for a widespread city corruption scheme. Chan had established a secret business partnership with George Chong, a Chinese real estate developer. So then we have that. And then during COVID, there was plenty of new buildings going up. There was tons of construction, even though, the rest of us couldn't work. There was no lack of saws, hammers, and construction sites during COVID. With each new property, that means the city makes more money through property taxes. So even though food trucks or catering operations were not allowed on film sets, and you couldn't even go into the restaurant to sit down and eat, you were allowed to see food trucks roaming around from site to site, feeding the construction workers who weren't masked and who weren't standing 6 feet away from each other. So the rest of us couldn't work, but the city could still make its money. That's real nice. Then on top of that, on streets like mine, there's the building behind me. It actually is 2 buildings that went up, I don't know, during COVID, a bit before COVID they started. They had to stop construction during COVID because they hit water. Okay, again, another little fact for you. La Cienega in Spanish means the slough or the marsh. If you can see here right behind me, there's all this water. I don't know if you can see the glistening maybe. So every day, many times a day, day and night, on this side and the other side, there is water. And it's not a little water. It's like a mini stream. There's a current. You can see it. I have tons of video. I've filmed it for 4 or 5 years now. It's so much water that now there's algae growing. And actually, just a few months ago, I saw a young female walking across the street, and she stepped down off the sidewalk onto the roadway, and she slipped because there's algae. It's super slippery. Plus, who wants to park here? Like, you can't even park here because you get out and you're in water. So this goes back to my question of the fires. So we have all this water, not just in this area. I've seen it throughout the city in new construction sites, like within the last few years. And all this water is going down into the sewers. Why can't that be used? Where is this water going? We're not using it. We're being inefficient. I just see all these things with the city. The last 5 years in LA, I just see it going down, and that's why I'm just asking people what their thoughts are. What do you think about all this? And there's a lot of things we need to look at to make our infrastructure better, more efficient. There's no reason that California should be okay with allowing what happened just to happen. I think it's reprehensible. I think it needs to change. And so I'm just interested in what other people have to say about all these things I talked about today, because there's a lot. And the fires is horrible, and my heart goes out to everyone. But it's also an indication of bigger problems. At the best, I see that city officials, county officials, state officials have been, somebody should be fired. Things weren't done well. And at the worst, I mean, there's definite corruption and people maybe should go to jail. Those are my thoughts. So I covered quite a bit, and I could always go into more things, more specifically if you guys want me to. But that's it for today. I just sort of had to get this off my chest because, with the fires and everything, I just see that we could be doing so much better as a city, as a state, as a country. So stay safe, everyone. I hope if you're evacuated that you get to return to your homes. And if that isn't in your destiny, then my heart goes out to you. And I hope that insurance and all that stuff is helpful to you. And